his ability to win clutch rounds with his Molotov.
Down to a 2-on-3. Zachary even chimes in as well. It's down to 1. It's going to be the Brim. As the spike ticks away, they have to stick the defuse. He has to go for the peek. He's got the molly on the spike yet again. There's no way he does this again. They're going for it. Time is of the essence. Has to peek to try and stop it. And he does get the kill. It's going to be a 13-11 win for 100 Thieves.
I know exactly.
Last player standing.
You gotta go for it, go for it. You have the beak. Soon. Go blind, you in?
Nice! Good job. Oh, we take those, dude.
Dude, that was so close.
Based like pro gameplay, not solo queue, not unrated, not fun levels. This is purely what is the most beneficial agents for your team and the highest pick rate in pro play, at least in NA right now. The first one that seems very obviously S tier is Sage. In all of the games played this weekend, I think the only team that didn't run Sage was TSM, and they ran Sage on a couple of the maps, I think. I don't really remember though. And then Rob was his team. But Sage is too important. Her heals, her walls, her res is like her biggest thing. You can literally turn a man down situation to even or even higher, bait the kill, win clutch rounds. I think that she's still S tier even after the wall nerf. Her slows are really good still. And there are some, like I said, there are some lineups and some agent comps that are trying to run with no Sage, but I still think she's really good. I think the other person that's very high S tier is Cypher. I think this might be kind of a hot take, but I think I was looking at stats over the weekend, and the highest picked rated agent outside of Sage was actually Cypher. And I think it was like 95% of all games in the NA tournament this past weekend had a Cypher in it. Cypher is not necessarily the best at holding solo bomb sites as far as like just being able to stop people. I think a lot of people are playing a lot of Sova and countering Cypher. Also, a lot of people are playing Raze, which counters Cypher. But Cypher is so powerful and so good on the attack side to hold your flanks, get info with his cameras, his ult every once in a while. His cages on attack are mostly used as smokes. They don't have that much use, but as smokes, you just have 2 more smokes on attack. Like I said, his tripwires are super powerful. His camera is super powerful. You get free info out of him. He's really, really good at staying alive. On defense, he's really good at holding solo bomb sites. He's not as good as delaying as he used to be, but he's still really good at holding alone on a big bomb site just because he can use his camera and get early info. But his overall power went down this last patch because of his cage nerfs and because of how many people are picking Sovas and Razes. And a lot of Raze's jobs on Raze attack, Cypher defense, is Raze's job is to go kill all of Cypher's trips. So a lot of the Sovas at high tier play have lineups from spawn basically that kill all of Cypher's trips. So his tripwires aren't the most important on defense, but his cages, his camera, and just his ability to live are why he's so good. So moving on, I think this is also a hot take too, and I put this on him on here yesterday. I think Brim is also S tier. I think in terms of fun, he's probably the lowest tier because I think he's the most boring agent. But that being said, I think these 3 actually also had the highest pick rate in every game in the entire tournament. I think Brim is really good for a team. I think his smokes are probably the best smokes in the game. His ability to win clutch rounds with his Molotov.
Nice.
Last player standing.
Still got it. Sure.
Other guy has an ult.
I don't know if you can get Molly.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Other guy has an ult.
Molly.
Live.
Stim beacon down.
Really nice play, dude.
Nice fight.
Nice, dude.
Bro.
Okay, guys, we got that. Good shit, right? That was huge.
His ultimate also winning rounds. Like if you think about this, if you have your ult and your molly, you can wait for the molly to end and then you ult. Think about how much time you've just wasted with 2 abilities. But ultimately, I think his smokes are just the best in the game. A lot of people use their brimstone to kind of like throw smokes in entry. Also, like I said, his molly is really good. Stim pack, stim beacon, not that good. It's good to like kill sage walls early. You'll see a lot of people on Haven use their stim walls to like break the doors in mid early or break a sage wall early on. But yeah, I do think that Brim is S tier as far as just like in high level comp play. I wouldn't really rate anybody else S tier. I think those are the big three right now. Moving on, I think an A tier agent is actually starting to become Omen. I don't necessarily think Omen is that strong alone, but I think why a lot of teams run Omen is because of his smokes. Because a lot of teams right now have a lot of oppers, a lot of teams run double op sometimes. I actually think he's seeing so much play because you need his smokes. His flash is really good too. His ult is really good for getting info. And I think if his smokes were smaller, it would make him not that good. But because you can throw his smokes from across the map, because they're bigger, you can block more angles with it. Your teleport can be used to outplay oppers and get up on elevated areas. I actually think he's getting a lot of use right now. Especially in teams. A lot of maps, people are running Omen. Like almost every, I think most teams run Omen on Split. Most teams run Omen on Ascent. Most teams run Omen on Haven. Bind is the one where most teams don't run Omen because there's not many. I don't think Omen's that good on Bind, but the other three maps I think he's really good on. Moving on, I think the other A tier agent is actually Sova. Having a really good Sova on your team, having really good arrows, and having good strategies with his arrows, as well as just being able to get free kills with his ult pretty fast, definitely makes Legolas very good right now. Like I said, people play Sova on Bind a lot. People play Sova on Ascent. People don't really play Sova that much on Split, but Haven they play Sova. So 3 of the 4 maps, Sova is played almost every game on both teams. His shock darts are okay. Like I said, most high tier pros are using Sova shock darts to clear Cypher traps. He's also pretty much a hard counter to Viper. He's pretty much a hard counter to Cypher. He's pretty much, I mean, I guess that's really it. But yeah, I think Sova's really good right now. Almost every team is running a Sova, and I think he's definitely A tier. Just for the amount of picks that people use, just for the amount of games that she's played in, I actually put Raze as A tier right now. Raze is almost always picked on every map, on every team. I know a lot of people think that she's bad. I know a lot of people think that she's not very useful, especially after what came out with, a lot of people were saying how Raze is going to be terrible. She's very individual, but her abilities actually hold spots so easily. Almost every team the entire weekend had a Raze. Your Raze is almost always your top fragger. Your Raze almost always counters Cypher. Your Raze just gets a lot of kills. Your Raze can literally just your Raze can hold the choke point herself for so long. And also if you have a good combo of Sage Slow with Raze Nade, your whole team is dead. Straight dead. Plus her ult, just being able to get multi-kills with her ult and being able to clutch with her it's really good. I know people in my chat are saying that they can't believe I put Raze as A tier, but trust me when I say the way that she can hold bomb sites and hold choke points is unlike any other agent. So I actually think she is A tier, and I'm pretty sure that if you just look at how many Razes were played in all the tournaments, almost every single team runs a Raze for exactly those reasons. I actually don't think there's anything else A tier. I think that the first B tier agent though right now is Breach. I actually almost put Breach as A tier just because I think Breach is still really good. The problem is just the meta, the way the meta is working right now. A lot of teams don't run Breach anymore. He's good. His abilities are still really good. It's just not having, usually people drop their Breach for Omen or Sova. And his flashes sometimes are kind of hard to hit, especially in a very heavy op meta. It's hard to push oppers off with Breach. His flashes are okay, but his flashes are pretty bad against oppers. His ult is really good. His stun is really good still for supporting. I just think that people would rather have a Raze or a Sova or an Omen over a Breach right now. And I think, like I said, if you check most of the teams, the majority of teams don't run Breach. They don't. I just think that, like I said, I think the meta has changed so much where you just really, you need to have so much utility, so many smokes, so many ways to counter oppers that, Breach is good for stopping rushes. Like I said, I don't think Breach is terrible. I think Breach is really good still. I just think that in the current meta, the way that the teams are playing, Breach is dropping out of meta a little bit. I wouldn't be opposed to putting Breach at as A tier just for his usefulness to a team. But if we're talking about meta, very few teams even play Breach. Moving on, I actually put Jett as B tier as well. And again, this is something where I actually don't think Jett is that good. I don't think Jett is super sick by herself, but I think the reason why Jett is good is because she has a very easy way to get around utility. Why are you guys saying scripted? I literally made this text document is literally my tier list that I made beforehand. I just didn't want to change. I didn't want to forget anything. Anyway, Jett is good. Her smokes are pretty good just because you can always throw a one-way for yourself. If you throw it up on a ledge, you can almost always throw a one-way for yourself. Her ability to go around smokes and play around utility is why she's such a good opper. She has a very easy time. Like, you can play super aggressive with Jett, and the second you shoot, you can dash back, which to me is like super good for a Jett main. Like, you literally get a free pick. As long as you can shoot first and E away and you get the first kill, literally a free kill every time. I think a lot of people play Jett the wrong way. I think somebody who's really good at playing Jett is Wardell. I think Tens plays really good Jett, and obviously Ace plays really good Jett. But ultimately, the reason why Jett is B tier is just because the current meta, the current lack of utility, the lack of effective flashes for really far ranges, and I think that Jett has a really good time of getting around utility and getting free picks. Especially, she can use her ult on eco rounds to get free kills, or if she's in trouble, she can just ult and one shot somebody still. I think it's still pretty good. The other B tier agent I actually said was Phoenix, especially after TSM and especially Drone playing Phoenix. I think he still has potential. I think he's still really good. I think his ability, since his ult is only 6 points to get, and he has flashes and he has a wall and he has a Molotov that heals himself, I've always been saying Phoenix is good. I've always been saying Phoenix has a place in the meta, but I don't think he's as useful as all these other agents. I still think he's good. I still think his flashes are good. The amount of pressure that a Phoenix ult puts on the other team is super high. If you're getting a lot of kills with Phoenix, you get his ult so much, so fast, and it's really good. Now we have the two ladies of the roster. I guess there's the two bottom ladies, we'll just say. Reyna and Viper. Definitely neither of them are anywhere near SA or B. I'm going to just put them both as C tier. I think a lot of people complain about Reyna being too good. Here, just so you can see, this is the actual tier list that I made myself. So I actually put Viper as D tier below Reyna, but I think after the buff, people don't play her, but I think she's good. I just think people don't know how to play her yet, and people haven't really figured out how to play her. So we'll just keep them both as C tier. I've been saying for a long time that I think Viper is good. People just don't play her very well. I think her ability to sell fakes and to cause pressure, she can throw a wall from across the map. She can throw smokes from across the map, and she can put them up at any time as long as you have poison. I think that's really good. I think her molly buff was really good to stop rushes. Really good. I think her ult isn't the greatest. I don't like Viper ult that much, which is probably why she's C tier right now. But also, Viper had the lowest pick rate of any agent across all the tournaments so far. Every tournament, Viper has the lowest pick rate. I don't think that means she's bad. I just think people aren't used to playing with her, and people don't really have sick strategies with her yet. So like I said, I actually had Viper, when I initially made this, I had Viper as D tier, but after the buff, I refuse to put her D tier. I don't think she's bottom of the barrel terrible. I actually think she's good. People just haven't really experimented, and people don't really play her that much, especially in NA. Now, Reyna, a lot of people are like, I can't believe you're not putting Reyna in S tier. I actually think Reyna is trash. Maybe not trash, maybe not that bad. I think her flashes are probably the best in the game, but I think that's pretty much all she really has going for her. Her ult makes her pretty good. Actually, we'll keep her as C. I don't feel like putting Reyna as D. Maybe I should though. Maybe we'll go like this. Maybe this is the final one. I think Reyna's flashes, like I said, Reyna's flashes are good. She has usefulness to a team. The problem with Reyna though is that her abilities that need So even I guess necessarily even 3 of Reyna's abilities, her ult, her Q, and her E, all rely on her getting kills. Especially in high level professional play, can you really guarantee that your Reyna is going to be the one getting the kills? I don't think you can. She definitely feels safe taking a lot of 1v1 battles, which is, I'm actually not going to put her as D tier. I'm going to keep her C just because of how good she is, like her flashes. But if you're not able to get kills with Reyna, she's actually kind of falls away. As people are saying in my chat, she's a fragger. You're right, she's a fragger. But when you're playing against the best players in the world, can you really guarantee that your Reyna is going to be able to be getting kills and getting use out of her heals and her invises? I don't know. I just don't think it's that good. Especially the fact that if you just line of sight her heal, like if you get double swung on and you're playing Reyna, you might kill one, but you can't heal. You're going to just get killed. So you just get traded. So I actually think that a lot of people overrate her. I think a lot of people think she's a lot better than she actually is. A lot of lower ranked people get farmed by Reynas in, like, you know, like silver, gold gameplay because people just pick Reyna when they're like smurfing or just like feeling it and they just farm you. But I really don't think that Reyna is that good. I really don't. And like I said, I do think that her flashes are probably the best in the game. And I've seen some pretty crazy executes with her, but I don't think she's that good. I really don't. I don't think there's a player out there that's consistent enough to use her every single game and to get 30 kills with her. I just don't think it could work. This is my opinion. I know I saw a lot of people disagreeing with me, which is fair. I mean, everyone's allowed their own opinion. I'm sure some people think Sova or Sage is D tier, but I think this is, like, in my opinion, how the agents are kind of shaping up to be right now.